We had XRP, the same thing, talking about for years last year. And we went into how this was going to be a multi-year bear market, how XRP puts out 1 billion coins a month. That's 1 billion of dilution into their own company, as they're not making or selling a product and adding in those shares. That makes it harder and harder to pump the price higher and higher. That is exactly why, in a hype cycle that was 100 times bigger than 2018, with all these coins, the Shiba coins, the Doge coins, and all the... And this is what I've been talking about here. You can see the McCaleb originally held 9 billion XRP coins in 2012, making him one of the biggest XRP holders. As of the 30th of September of last year, he held only 200 XRP tokens, data according to XRP Scan showed, right? Because that man got rich dumping these coins into the ecosystem. Just as you can see in the background here, Ripple began with 55% of the total supply. Although Ripple began with 55 billion XRP, 1 billion new XRP, I repeat, and take note, 1 billion XRP, new XRP are released per month. Of the 1 billion XRP released each month, any usual amount are pulled back into escrow and re-released in the first month that there are new XRP releases. Essentially, the coins are diluted each month. The rest of this nonsense that was happening, right? Look at, you couldn't break your all-time highs. And you have to ask yourself, in this big hype cycle, why could you not break your all-time highs? Well, it's very simple. When you pumped here, there weren't as many coins in the dilution of XRP because it was only out for so many years. And they dump about, I think it's 1 billion coins a month when I read it. And they do that until 2026. So now you fast forward to 4 years later and you get into 2022, 2021, 3.5 years later at the peak. And why it couldn't breach this in the biggest hype cycle, the biggest momentum, the biggest run, the most money spent on advertising and hyping on the major TV markets, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, any of the major radio stations, sports players, athletes, models, Hollywood superstars, commercials, all the bunch of paid promoters out the wazoo. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, the fleece heister and shyster himself from Shark Tank, right? A made-up good investor. He's just an actor that plays an investor, hyping this to nonstop. Football stadiums, Staples Center, where the Los Angeles Lakers play, becomes SoFi Stadium, and now SoFi nearly bankrupt, right? Then you got Crypto.com Stadium, right? The last year's Super Bowl was the Crypto Super Bowl, where almost every commercial was a crypto, right? The peak of the hype cycle and how big this was, you couldn't get XRP to breach its old high. And that's because no matter how much new momentum you get, no matter how many new buyers you get, it's not enough to offset how many new coins there are, because you have to take that into account. Go look up. I'm not going to tell you this, because if I tell you everything and show you everything, you learn nothing. So I'm going to say something for you, my audience, to do. Go look and see how many XRP are in existence right now. And if you want XRP to be $1, you're going to have to times that by $1 in a market capitalization of set amount. And you figure out how you're going to get that much money in there, when if you look back how many XRP were in circulation back here, right, to get it up to $3.46, how many more coins there are now versus the spread of that is how many more buyers you're going to need to net to push the price past here. And then you got to ask yourself, well, C is the equation that's left over of new buyers. Where are those new buyers coming from? You need X amount of new buyers to get this price past here, right? Past here. With all the new coins that are here versus the current momentum that's in there and buyers that are in there with the biggest hype cycle in history, and it couldn't do it. How are you going to do it in the future when now you have billions of more coins here than you had here, and tens of billions of more coins than you had back there when you had both of these areas now? Because every day you go into the future, there's that many more coins until I think it's June of 2026 or July of 2026. So that's going to make it almost virtually impossible to break the XRP price up back here. And anyone telling you otherwise than that, and that they just don't understand that. And it doesn't matter how much hype there is, you can't get the price back that high. That's why I feel like in the next bull run in XRP, what you're looking for is to buy it down here, maybe even buy it down here in my bear market bottom. And that's where I would be recommending to buy it, because I look at for something like this in a bear market bottom, and then this is your next rally right there. And that would be your next spot to make your moonshot in XRP. Buying somewhere near 3 cents and selling it in the next bull run at 3,200% up, somewhere near $1.20, slightly lower than this previous high, which was slightly lower than this previous high, as we have all those new coins in existence. There's a little bit of truth, there's a little bit of integrity, and there's a little bit of obvious information that everyone sidesteps and manipulates and subverts and overts, so you don't really pay attention to what's actually going on and the truth of what pushes and moves the XRP price.